Alright, here we go again. More Chinesium crap. Although it says England on it, so made in England. It's English crap. Why am I not surprised? This is the gasket for the rear differential cover. As you can see, the holes are here lined up perfectly. You follow it around and look. I mean, what a fucking joke. Really? This is the kind of crap you get from China. Now we're getting the crap from England. So I've asked S&G Barrett if they've got one that actually fits. Other than that, I'm just going to buy a sheet of gasket paper and make one myself. I really am getting sick and tired of this. Yeah, it's great that they supply parts for our classic vehicles, but those parts at least need to be serviceable. This is a fucking joke. Right, let's move on slightly now. As you can see, I'm beginning to get shit ready to rebuild the axle. Seals, gaskets, I wonder if those ones will fit. Probably not. Bearings. So I've got a bearing for each end. I've got the seals for each end, inner seal, and then I have the outer seals. Obviously I have my two shafts and my differential cover and the handbrake mechanism. I've got to go and get some bolts for this and washers. In fact, I'll probably even get flat washers and spring washers as well. I'm going to go OTT on it. And there's a lot more parts to come that have got to go onto this, such as the brake calipers, the hubs, shit, what else? Oh, the brake pipes. Yeah, whole shitload before this can go into the vehicle. So that will be the subject of this video, getting this built up and ready to put in. I've already got the springs all done, they're ready to go. I have the shock absorbers in the back of the car, they're ready to go in, and also the, I want to say the anti-tramp bars that go here and attached to the chassis. They're done. The shock absorbers, well, they're done, they're brand new, so yeah, they're done. Okay, let's move on and get this done. Well, as you can see, my bench is in a bloody mess. Been trying to get everything ready. Not yet organised. I will organise it and then I'll show you the plan of how things go together. These items, obviously you can see, have now been powder coated. And this is just one thing I want to mention to you guys. When you're taking these apart, bag and tag everything you can, even if you think you're not going to use it again. It's great for reference. Now here you'll note shim shim sharabim again, 4 shims, and they're all marked with a strange, what looks like a V, but it's actually meant to be an L, and this with an L, and this with an L, which tells me this lot goes on the left hand side. Chunk. Yes, left, not driver's side or passenger side or near side or offside, because that doesn't mean shit when you start dealing with vehicles from different countries. I'm in America, so near side is opposite to what this car was in England. So the safest way is to say left and right when sitting in the driver's seat. That way you will never be wrong. These pieces are for the suspension. This particular part goes on the right hand side of the car. Sorry, the left hand side of the car, get it right. On the right hand side of the car there is the tramp bar. Tramp bar? No, it's not the tramp bar. Sway bar? You don't know, that bar. The one that adjusts where the rear suspension sits. These are the brackets that hold in the rear spring. As you can see, nicely powder coated. And also these are the rear brackets to hold in the rear springs. These, as I think I mentioned before, these are new, or were new. These are the originals. These were just so bad I bought new ones. So I've got everything pretty much together. I currently have the bearings in the freezer so that they go into the end nice and easy. And I've got the brake calipers here. I've got to make up one more brake pipe and find some nipples, and then I will be putting all the brakes on and the brake pipe on the rear axle. Now, one thing that arrived recently was this. it is not something I need, but it was at a bargain price, so I purchased it. And any of you watching that go, oh crikey, I really need one of those, or yeah, mine's broken, or whatever, and it's from the center dash. This is a center dash. Now it is an old one, it's an original, it's a mess, I can tell you that now without even looking at it, because that's what the pictures showed. Oh, nice to see the guy who packed it neatly. Now I got it, and for me the distinct advantage is I want this piece of plastic. Oh, this one's broken as well. Oh well, never mind, it's not as broken as my other one. So as you can see, it's all in a pretty poor state, but I imagine everything here is pretty much serviceable. So I will be taking it apart, cleaning everything up, doing the best I can for it. Okay, so it looks like the wiper switch may have had it. That's all right, I'm not expecting perfection here. Yep. And also, oh, that's the wiper switch. Oh, and the fan switch. Okay, washer switch seems to work. I've got water, oil, fuel, amps, and headlight switch with fog. With fog. So that will be handy for someone. It looks like the piece of plastic is cracked, but that's okay. You can buy new ones of those, and there's an ignition key, FP707, which means I can get a key for that, and someone can have a working ignition. This didn't cost me a great deal of money, but I will be selling pretty much every, well, in fact, no, every component on it once I've cleaned them up and confirmed they're working. If they don't work, they will go in the trash. But I'm sure there's a lot here that can be salvaged with a little bit of judicious cleaning and blasting. Yep, I see no reason why that shouldn't work. I might even give that a quick blast in there of rust converter, which may help things. So, and don't forget, this not only fits the Mark II, it fits an E-Type, Mark X, S-Type, all sorts. So it's a very useful piece of kit, and that was the reason I purchased it, to break it down and sell the pieces to go, the money to go towards my Project Mark II. There you go, guys. There it is. So if you think there's something of that, part of that you want, just let me know, and I will be more than happy to sell it to you. Right, move on. Okay, just a kind of heads up, guys, always test fit everything, even the bolts. Yep, I just want to make sure these bolts go down as far as they can, and allowing for the cover that's going on, and these two here for the parking brake mechanism. I believe I've got it in the right position, and I think, in all honesty, it can't go anywhere else because of the spacing here between those two bolts. It certainly won't go here. No, and I don't think it can go anywhere else. So that's it. And these bolts are longer than these other bolts around the edge. I've cleaned out all the threads with a tap to make sure that the bolts will go in. I've also tightened them all down to make sure that there is enough depth in the hole for the bolt to go into. And well, yeah, that's it. It's a pain in the ass, you know. You have to do things twice, in effect. But that's, hey, that's what happens. My next task, and again, this will be in the next video, will be to start showing the assembly of all of the components for this rear axle. The bench at the moment, as you can see, as I've already mentioned, is a fucking mess. and not acceptable in my book. So I get shit lined up, and then I'll put that out in my next video. Don't do what I do, do what I say, I believe is the adage. So anyway, we're getting there. I do have to, excuse me, replace the flange. I can't remember if I mentioned it before, but I'm mentioning it now, because this used to be a flat flange and this is no longer that way. And I requested from the axle rebuilder what the hell it is I need to get, because I can't remember what he said. I have a head like a sieve. All right, this hole here, this will be for this little beastie here. It will go on there and be bolted in, and I'm not quite sure which way around it goes at the moment, in all honesty. I think it goes that way, and then you have a brake pipe that comes out here that goes to this side, one that comes over here to go to this side, and then the other one that faces this way goes to the flexible hose on the chassis. But it may go this way round. I'm not going to know that until I get into the car, or underneath the car, and see where the hell this goes. Sorry, I'm just giving a brain fart here. I'm going to have to look this up, because I don't want to fix this in this position and put the brake pipes in and discover that they're wrong when it really needs to be this way round with the brake pipes in, because it would just be a lot of faffing around. So let me do some research on that, and when I get to doing it all, you will see that.